Hello and welcome to Mark No Horsemanship. Here we are with Luna, 3-year-old Palomino, as you can see, quarter horse mare. But anyway, Luna's been here with me for a month now. We're starting her. She's going to be here a total of 6 weeks. We're starting on her last 2 weeks, I think yesterday or today. And but anyway, so Luna, I've rode her a handful of times. I don't even think a handful yet, 3-4 times in the barn. Luna's been a real humdinger. She's got her own mind. She's got her own way of thinking, and kind of rawled her nose up here with the halter because she had a real bad problem with giving. I don't like to do that, but right now, what you see, if you can see it from there, I'm dealing with a little bit of ringworm. So we're putting MTG on her. That's a good product right there. I think the ringworm showed up in my barn from we had a lot of rain this year, a lot of moisture. Even when it wasn't raining, it was high humidity and moisture, and it's a fungus, and that's where it lives, is in moist, damp areas. So I don't like it, but we're treating it, and it's getting to be, we're starting to get rid of it. As you can see, I'm outside today, and this is where I wanted to be way before now, but this ring has been pretty swampy, pretty muddy. I worked it today and sort of sloped it a little bit, so I'm hoping that it'll drain better when the rains do come. But anyway, today what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn Luna loose, and she really just needs to blow her wad a little bit with this saddle. And you always want to make sure your saddle's good and tight. Luna, it's hard to get a saddle tight on her. I worry about these things getting these saddles, under them, but you can't just you can't worry about it too awful much. All my leather's good, shouldn't break, but we're just going to let her move around here free for a minute and let her kind of blow up. I hope she don't jump the boards. I've never had one do it yet. Well, I had one do it, but that was neither here or there. But it would really help her to move around here and just kind of blow her wad out with this saddle and get it over with. And I may end up riding her up here. Don't know yet. Not going to promise you anything there. But right here, we're just going to ask her to simply step off. She don't seem like she's too crazy of a jumper. So we'll just ask her to move around in this pen here. She's probably thinking, what in the world is going on? He's got a saddle on me, but he don't have a hold of me. I don't understand this process. So all I'm going to do right here is simply go ahead and get her moving her feet around. If she wants to buck with that saddle, she's got her choice too. She can if she wants to. And I've done horses like this a lot. You might think it's a new thing since you've never seen me do it. But it's not a new thing with me. You just ain't never seen me do it, because I've always been in the barn since I started my web page, because I've not had a chance to come out here due to the weather. So, but I do this all the time. I would prefer to do this as opposed to always being in a pen. They need to be out here where they can move, where they can, express themselves if they need to. It really helps them. She's going to get comfortable right here, and she'll probably, buck a little bit, and hey, that'd be all right by me. But just want to keep her feet moving and work on a little bit of joint up right here. Right there, she kind of eyeballed that gate a little bit. You just got to be careful. You can't put a whole lot of pressure on them to get them. You want their mind in the pen, not out of the pen. So just going to let her wire herself down here just a minute and move those feet. See if I can get a little canter. Right there, that's good. That's real good. It goes to show you that they can get a little bit dull and sour being in them pens. She was just a different horse down there. She was all bowed up in the back, and has been for several days. Several times I worked her. Just when you saddle her, she just wasn't happy with being saddled, and would buck around quite a bit. But as you can see, it was more just tired of going around in circles in a small pen more than it was really protesting the saddle. But we're going to still let her get comfortable right here and let her get settled. And we'll ask for that canter again. Right there. Just really let her get loosened up right here. Right there, good. I don't care if she's on, she'll get the correct lead here in a minute. Don't care if she's on the wrong lead or not. That's not important right now. Forwardness is important. So I'm going to ask for that again. I'm sorry if this microphone is loud in y'all's ear when I smooch like that, but I got to do it. So we'll just keep on moving her right here. We'll ask her right here on this next turn to come into me, and just want to kind of face up to me right here. She's probably going to may turn away from me. Nope, there she goes. Now I'm simply going to, while she's got it on her mind, I'm going to simply move her out the other way. Might flick this rope at her right here. See how she thinks about that. It's important to keep her mind going the direction that you started. So in other words, even though I'm in a big pen, I want to stay back here behind this girth line and just keep her progressing forward. Right here, she kind of looks like she wants to turn and go the other way. I need to hurry up and get over there in that position to what? To drive her forward. Let's see if we can get a canter. There we go. Right there, you got to push her in that corner. Can't let them stub up too much. If I ride her today, it will only be the third or fourth time I've ridden her. I can't remember. I think the fourth. You might say, well, that's not a lot in a month. Well, you know, if you could have got it done quicker, I'd have give you the training fee on her. She's been a little bit of a humdinger to start. Kind of worked on some issues first with her nose, with giving. She would not give to pressure on that nose. And how many of you out there know that if they're not giving to any pressure with that nose, coming around to a lateral bend, you're dead in the water. You know, you just ain't got no control. So I'm going to ask her to turn right here. And right here, she's noticing something on the saddle. I'm going to let her work that out. You got to watch all the expressions in these horses. I'm going to ask her if she wants to. I was trying to ask her if she wanted to maybe come in for a little rest. I'm going to take the pressure off right here and just ease this way. There we go. That's good stuff. Now, she's never been hard to catch. I'm just going to walk right up to her right here. Put this halter on her. And I think today I'm going to work on this little bit of a ground obstacle with her here briefly. Berg, is your battery holding out good? She can't see the battery. We didn't have much battery on her phone. May not be able to finish this little deal, but we'll see here. We hope so. I don't like to start something and then not be able to finish it. So I don't know if I can get this big old log in here or not. I think I can. This big old post. We can get it turned around here. Now we got it working in my favor. And what I'm going to do right here is I'm just going to put this out here as a little bit of an obstacle here. I'm going to work on this today a little bit and just see if I can get her to simply walk over it. It's not a huge big deal, but I like to work on these obstacles with horses. So what I'm going to do is I'm simply going to send her by it first and around it before I ask her to walk over it. I'll step over it. See, I just trained myself. But anyway, we're going to see if we can get her to walk around this thing. And the whole time, look what we're working on. We're working on that lateral. Working on that lateral flexion right here. Giving in that nose. All right, now I'm going to get in position here and see if I can't get her to what? Cross over this log. Let her think about it right here. It's just something to get her mind on me and see if right now she's more focused on me and not the log. I'm just going to stand here and let her tippy toe around it. So that's fine. But we'll just keep setting it up. She almost wanted to right there. There we go. That's pretty good. She'll realize she don't have to do that. And she'll just settle down and walk across it. I love to do this out here in the open. You know, we cheat sometimes by putting these things in the arena, so to speak, or against the arena fence and using the fence as a cheater. I don't like to cheat. If I can get them to cross it out here, I can get them to cross it anywhere. So this right here just allows me to work with this horse even more. So we'll just encourage her right here. Let her stand right there and think about that. If she'd look down and realize that the ground was on the other side, she would probably cross it better. Oh yeah, good job, Luna. That's pretty good. See, what I try to do is do it both directions. Real free like. Once she realized she can do it, that was a little bit, I wasn't in very good position there, so I'll get better this time. Look at how we're working on that lateral flexion. Now I'm going to drive her forward here, drive her forward here, drive her forward here. She's just a silly dog. She don't have to do that, but she'll realize it in a minute. I'm just going to keep setting this up, get her to do it correctly. Here it comes. See, what I can do right here is set her back up, drive her back around, drive her back around, set her back up, drive her back around. Oh my, she's so silly. But we'll get her going here. She'll give up the card here in a minute. Let her walk by it right there if she needs to. Luna just really can't handle any kind of pressure. You start putting pressure on her with these things. You've seen how relaxed she was just going around through here a while ago. But the moment you start asking her to do something, she really gets kind of offended by that. And she gets a different look in her eye. Good. And I'll stop and rub her right there for that. She's hard to even walk up to the rub. I don't know if someone's been mean to her. I know I haven't. I've corrected her and I've been firm with her, but I haven't, of course, abused her. But I don't know if someone has or what, but she gets awful worried when you walk up to her. You would think that would be out of her by now, but it ain't. You know, sometimes these things are scarred pretty deep, and there's not a whole lot other than time that you can do about it. See, right there, she kind of wanted to walk over me right there. Didn't care for that much. It's just Luna for you. She gets a little bit desperate for herself, and she don't care about you. So I'm just going to ask her to. That's pretty good right there. She's starting to get her confidence up. I'm going to stand her back over here. You know, it would help if that log was a little bit longer, but you know what? It would be too easy. There we go. See, when you have to, now look at that walk. I like how she's relaxing now. See that walk? She walked around through there. She wasn't all bound up and stiff. Maybe she just wants to be a jumping horse. Be all right, won't it? A lot of people don't understand this type of groundwork. I think a lot of people think it's silly, but I really like to build a relationship with these horses. It lets me know how much pressure I can put on them and how much pressure I don't need to put on them. Right there's a little bit of silliness on her part. I don't know why she thinks she has to do that. She's done stepped over it 4 times, but hey, that's just the nature of the beast that we're fooling with, and that's a horse. If I could explain him, I'd be a rich man. You just got to learn how to work with him. I think there's a lot of people out there that don't have the natural ability to work with a horse or to understand a horse. And I think people are getting in trouble with that. When if they would, sometimes you either got it or you don't. I mean, that's just plain and simple. I hate it for the folk that really love horses. But like I say, sometimes you either got it or you don't. Good, right there. Now we're going to yield them hindquarters. And just gave her something to do outside here today. That's beautiful right there. I think we'll let that be good with that. We'll yield them hindquarters. I'm going to move this log over here out of my way. It's actually a telephone pole, but anyway. I don't have any grooms up here to help me today. I've never had any grooms. I used to be a groom on a saddlebred farm, training farm, and but that's neither here or there. Can't afford a groom. Yes. Is your battery still good? Okay. Well, I'm just going to see how she reacts to me maybe attempting to ride her out here. I'm not looking real forward to it, I'll be honest with you, but I've got to ride this filly eventually outside, so I think she'll do all right. I ain't gonna say she'll do good, but I think she'll do okay. The first thing I'm gonna do right here, just ask her to step around with me right there. I like to get them feet unlocked first. She ain't never really minded me being up here. What she minds is being told what to do. And she can get a little light in the front end too if you're not careful. So I'm just going to try my best to get along with her here without getting thrown. And just walk around on her here. Just get her used to what? Used to me riding her. Now if you notice, I'm riding one rein with my working rope. But I've got enough in there I can pull that nose around. But I've also got my arm forward to where I don't interfere with her going forward. So we'll just work on this here. Just get her comfortable here. Like I said, probably the fourth ride that I can think of on Luna. And we'll just get her feet moving here. Ask her to move these feet. There she goes. Now that's good. Just gonna relax, ride this horse. There we go. She's got a little hump in her back. I think she'll be all right. Right there, she kind of wants to buck a little bit right there. It's all right. I'm gonna push her through here. In other words, I'm gonna talk her out of it. I think you're gonna be dealing with that, Luna, for quite some time. And right there, talk her out of it again. You know, you can feel them kind of cinch, kind of tighten up there. That's why I like to keep them in these circles. And I'm just going to relax and ride this horse. We'll trust her right here. Watch them ears. She usually kind of wants to pin her ears a little bit first before she bucks. And she'll kind of get on her front end a little bit too. You can feel her dive down. She's just trying to swallow that head, so to speak, and put you over her head. You know, it ain't easy doing what I do. You know, $900 a month is what I charge if I supply the hay. And I'm telling you, it ain't enough, but I'm trying to stay down there for the common folk to be able to bring their horses to me. And I try to get these things good and broke for people. I'm just going to keep moving her. I like to get her out here. She's one of those that all of a sudden, that's why I'm not being too careful, being too relaxed on her. I'm going to let her walk right there. She did move her feet. I'd like to get her cantering, but I don't know if I'll do it today. Hey, Rome wasn't built in a day. I think it's pretty cool that I'm sitting up here riding her. It's a pretty day. Look at the sky. It's so beautiful. God's good. I just feel his presence every time I look up there, and I just felt his presence right there. I got the whole Holy Spirit chills there just now. I just love Jesus Christ. And if anybody out there don't know him as your personal Lord and Savior, I would encourage you to do so. I've never preached before while I riding a horse for the fourth time, but hey, there's a first time for everything. I do know there's power in his name. So if I go to riding this horse and talking about Jesus, she's going to be all right. So we're just going to ride this horse. sit up here and enjoy it, just like she's broke. But keep in mind that she's not. And just ride this horse. You might say, why ain't you got 2 reins on her yet? I've rode coach so much like this, I've got more confidence with 1 rein than I do 2. And I'm just happy that she's riding me around. 4th ride, first time outside. I'm real tickled with it. My wife's phone's getting dead, or going dead with the battery. So I'm going to let her millie down to a stop right here. And I'm going to bend her right here. Ask her to move that hind quarter over so I can face y'all. And we're going to let that be easy girl. We're going to let that be a pretty good little session on Luna. I'm just tickled pink. I felt the Holy Spirit there when I looked up and said what a beautiful day it is. And I just felt this mare relaxed too. God's good. He said, I'll never forsake you. And I believe that. So we love you. We thank you for watching. And if you ever need anything, call us. My number is 304-320-4044. And you've been watching Mark Knoll Horsemanship and Knoll Family Quarter Horses. Thank you much.